UFC Fight Night, Strickland versus Hernandez has wrapped up, and I told you guys so, man. Like Mystic Kenny, I'm a little bit different. Main event Kenny. We're the only YouTuber on this app who's 5 for 5 on the main events this year. They call me crazy for the picking Justin Gaethje over Patty. I was telling them that Strickland's gonna make it look easy. I think what threw people off is like the way I said Strickland's gonna make it look easy. But Kenny Hernandez drowned Michelle Pereira. He drowned fucking dude Delija. Okay, like I genuinely, I guess with me is like I didn't see a world where Hernandez would win. So when I hear people saying he was gonna win, I was like, are they watching footage or are they just speaking? Because I feel like people just say things that they don't even mean. I knew that I watched too much film to get this wrong. And main event Kenny's keeping the streak. I said I'm gonna be the first person to ever get every main event in the year, right? And that's my goal. And I'm not stopping. And it took me picking someone I couldn't stand, but yeah, everything I said just came true. I was trying to preface to people how Anthony Hernandez always gets hurt to the body, how Strickland has good body attacks, specifically the teep. He ended up finishing with a knee to the body sequence, and then he follows up with the brutal striking. The brutal striking of Strickland, Dude, I hate this egghead dude, bro. Like, man, it's like one of those things I celebrated hard, but, dude, I can't stand this guy, I can't. But I knew that, like, just because I can't stand him, I can't let my bias get to me. Like I can't allow what I want to happen affect my pick, because I knew at the end of the day, like I'm gonna have to keep this main event streak going. So I did go Strickland. After watching footage, it was very evident. I knew stylistically Strickland's style was just way better than Anthony Hernandez. Anthony Hernandez's style, I said, guys, it works the best when he's going against people who have quit in them, who are easily broken. Unfortunately, Sean Strickland's not one of them. Everything I said is, now that it came true, I understand the goalposts are going to be moved. I know Strickland was an underdog. Oh, but Ken, it's an easy pick. Everyone knew it was going to happen. I know, like, I understand how things work. Oh, Fluffy's overrated. Fluffy was as good as I thought he was. He might not be as good as you guys thought he was, because for some reason you guys thought he was a great wrestler. I told you guys, his entries are weak. He's not going to go in there and take down a maul Strickland for 25 minutes. I literally couldn't believe how people were saying Fluffy was going to win. And I remember when I was watching footage, I was like going into it like, okay, please, Fluffy, convince me otherwise. And I saw how he would shoot his takedowns so sloppy. I'm like, yo, his takedowns are actually trash. He only really scores takedowns when his opponents start to break. And I'm like, but you're trying to break Strickland? Bro, good luck. Once I saw one round go down, Strickland easy. Second round, Strickland even better. Third round, Strickland finishes him. I think I'm the only one who said Strickland by finish. I think Strickland wins by UD or KO. I could definitely 100% see a KO happening in this fight, like tenfold. I could see Fluffy kind of getting broken by TKO. Strickland's doing his homework. He knows this guy gets hurt to the body. He's not oblivious to that. So I feel like he's gonna invest in that, and he's gonna kind of expose Fluffy and have a really easy win. I don't know if other people said that, but I did figure that Strickland was gonna eventually break him to the body and then finish him, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah. Not really much to say about this other than I told you guys so. I don't know why you guys doubt my main event picks. Like I'm telling you, no other YouTuber does as much film work as me in main events. So if you see a main event and you want to make sure you get it right, just look at what I picked. If we picked the same thing, you probably did well. I saw Bilal go Anthony Hernandez. I know he has good picks too, but I was like, Bilal's wrong, man. I think Bilal's picking off emotion. A lot of people pick off emotion, man. I'm not them anymore. I used to do it, I used to do it, but now that's not really my style. I'm just going to pick what I believe. Strickland's good. I don't know where he goes from here. You know what I think? The title's probably going to be vacant, because I do think Hamza's moving up. His 205 tweet, the leaked fight with Yuri. I think Strickland has to fight the winner of Joe Pyfer, Israel Adesanya. And then Dricus Du Plessis and Mava fight for the vacant title. And then Izzy fights Strickland after Izzy beats Pyfer, and then the winner fights the winner of DDP and Mava. That's what I'd book, honestly. That sounds great, in my opinion. What does Fluffy go for? I don't know. Like, Fluffy, he loses his first real opponent. Like, Delija not really a real opponent, no offense. Same as Michelle Pereira, who got a robbery win that we're going to talk about. Hey, Shibai. But the point is, fight went exactly how I thought. I said Strickland third or fourth round finish. He got the third round finish, so I'm happy that he got it early. And yeah, Fluffy's just as good as everyone I thought he was. Like a pretty fundamental guy with some good pressure. But his takedown entries were too simplistic to take down Strickland. I remember thinking now, like, he's just too simple with his takedowns. He's not gonna just take down Strickland. A lot of his entries just look weak and like this horror. I don't even know it. His game plan was just to be Fluffy, but you can't be Fluffy against someone who stylistically just has a way better fight style than you. Like, his fight style wasn't complementary to Strickland's. Strickland, I knew he was gonna get it done easily, and that's exactly what he did. So congrats to Strickland for getting a finish. Like, I would say I'm surprised that he finished him, but I'm not, because I called it. So congrats on Strickland on the finish. Easy pickings. Now this fight. Now, I've never seen a man out colder. But I couldn't believe how hard he hit him. Well, I don't even know if it was that hard, but like, he punched the snot out of him. Dude, he hit him on the tempo, and he went out like a switch. You know? Dude, how bad is Ian Gary and fucking Shavkat Rockman up? Dude, I don't know, man. Medic, man. He comes in and just swings. I just realized my pick rate on this card wasn't the greatest. Thank God my main event streak stayed alive, but man, Jeff Neal, the way he got caught by Medic, I didn't know he was scrappy. I didn't know it was a close fight. I did say in the prediction video this is 50-50, one of the 50-50 ones on the main card. But I guess I was surprised about how bad he went out cold, man. I don't know with Jeff Neal, man. He's on a downward trajectory, it looks like. I feel bad because he got slept bad by Medic, who he was a big favorite in this fight as well. This was the night of the underdogs, man. So yeah, Jeff Neal kind of gets slept with the first real punch that lands from Medic. He tried to go in the pocket exchange with him. But Medic had a clean knockout and also a clean-ass speech, dude. Like, yeah, you get on the mic, he getting a lot of aura. You know, got on the mic, praised Jesus, and he just... he gave a motivational spiel. I like Medic. He's growing on me. He's right. He always finishes people. 100% finish rate. You know, he goes into fights and like looks to kill, or sometimes gets killed. You know, he either loses by finish or wins by finish. I respect his fight style. You know, I see he's climbing the ladder, and I don't see him as like a title challenger. I just see him as someone who's gonna have a fun fight every time. And I will say this main card needed some excitement and some finishes, and they did deliver on that because the prelims are horrible, but Medic got it done against Jeff Neal, and I was very impressed. Now I told you guys this is my easiest pick on the card, even more so than Strickland, even though I said Strickland was like gonna win. And it was because I knew Dan Ige had no chance against Costa. There's people in the world who picked Ige, and I didn't understand. Ige, I figured he was gonna be low output. He was a little bit higher output than I thought. He was trying to clinch against Costa, which is a little bit peculiar because I didn't know Costa had the grappling advantage. But that spinning kick, I know some people are saying early stoppages, but this is the first time Dan Ige has been stopped. So I know people want to give him the benefit of doubt, but like, I don't know. I think the stoppage was fine. I think it was a perfectly timed spinning knee. The follow up shots. Could he still have survived and fought? Yes, but he was kind of out of it, guys. It wasn't a bad stoppage. Yeah, Costa for the win. I did figure this was gonna be the easiest pick on the card, and it really was. I'll definitely got to say that definitely was the easiest pick on the card. Yeah, I don't know. Costa is actually pretty good. I still look at Costa as someone who's like, I don't see him as championship material, but he's good enough to beat people who aren't that good or like are okay, you know, or like are effy prospects. You know, he's one of those. His output's not absurd, but he picks the right shots. I like his shot selection. He picked good shots against Dan Ige, and he just ended up catching him. Poor Ige, man. I do like the dude, but I did figure this would happen. I didn't figure he would get knocked out, though. I did say by TKO points, but he kind of went. He didn't go out cold, but he got caught pretty bad. 50K Ige or maybe 100 grand Dan doesn't get no 100 grand, but he wins Costa 100 grand. Yeah, baby, yeah. He won Costa 100 grand, you know, so I'm jacking the nickname. But yeah, I feel bad for Ige, but it just wasn't meant to be. Shout out Costa from knockout of the... Oh, it can't be knockout of the night because Medic. Dude, this main card, you know... Guys, we needed this main card. Trust me, we needed it because we're going to talk about the prelims a little bit later. This is one of the fights I was confident in. I couldn't believe, guys, how Spivac was just jabbing and schooling Delija, whatever the fuck his name is. Your name's spelled Elijah as a grown-ass man. People are calling you Delija. Like, I hate it. It just gets me mad. He was very confusing to me. I thought it was 1-1 going to the third, first of all, but I did see a judge give it third 27 to Spivac. Very interesting. But I just don't know what to say about this fight. Spivac won off of just jabbing and 1-2s. You know, Delija or whatever, I don't want to care. NT was doing good in the second round, actually rocked him, almost finished him, but got off the bike. Like, when he was about to finish him, he just backed up because I think he thought he was going to fatigue, and then, like, kind of got into a clinch. I was like, oh, that was a dumb thing. You should have just pulled the trigger, man, because that was your only chance. Then by the time the third round came, you know, Delija was trying, but, like, it seemed like Spivac just wanted it more. It was kind of a close round, but it was obviously Spivac. Spivac wins two rounds to 1. It did shock me. Spivac actually looked a lot better in the striking. I figured Delija was going to have a significant striking speed advantage. He did, but, like, it didn't help. It was weird. It just didn't help. He looked a lot faster. You know, he's a 239-pound heavyweight going against, like, 265ers. So he should have the speed, but the accuracy just wasn't there. The speed wasn't there, but the speed for Spivac wasn't there, but the accuracy was there. And the speed for Delija was there, but the accuracy wasn't there. Accuracy wins fights, jabs win fights. Spivac got it done pretty easily against Ante. So Ante needs to pack it up. Jacoby Smith. Now, I always say this. I think he's a future welterweight champion. I made a tweet saying I think he's the best welterweight in the world, and got people mad. But listen, I'm not going to compare him to no Islam Makhachev, but I really do think, guys, stylistically, he's a hard fight for everyone. he has heavy hands. He's quick. And he's quick in his exits and entries. You know, he's fast. In his wrestling, he's scrambling. Josiah Harrell is a great wrestler, like a great freestyle wrestler. But when he was grappling with Jacoby Smith, it just wasn't going to his benefit. Like, I feel like every time he would grab him, like, oh my God, the transitions of Jacoby Smith were so good. Dude, the way he was like flipping and rolling and bowling and doling. And then the kind of power he generated in the ground and pound from such a short space. Oh man, he's strong, he's powerful. I think the thing with him, people think he's going to fatigue. He does put on a crazy pace, guys. You know, I didn't really see him slow. Of course, he's a human being with those muscles. I figure he's going to maybe fatigue, but I can't say things I don't know. Why is he built like why is he built like a fucking, you look at him, man. Oh, he's so good, man. I'm glad we have this guy in the welterweight weight class because I think stylistically he's a problem for everyone. You know, Ian Gary, all these guys got to be careful, man. You got to watch out. He called out Kevin Holland, which is like, Kevin Holland, do not take that fight. Unless you want to get a little bit hurt, do not take this fight, brother. He's going to smash you. Yeah, he's scary, man. Grappling like that, he's scary. You know, he just made Harrell look like Harrell had no grappling background. And the power difference was just disgusting. Jacoby Smith's a problem. I think he's one of the best welterweights in the world. I think he's top 5 skill right now in welterweight. And welterweight's a pretty stacked weight class. That lets you know how I feel about the guy. He schools someone like Shavkat Rakhmonov, who almost got knocked out by Jeff Neal. I think he schools Ian Gary, you know. I think dude, he just beats a lot of people, man. You know, him versus Islam's interesting only because he can't just, like, I wonder how his wrestling would look against Islam. That's the only thing with me, you know. But I feel like physically he's going to be stronger than a lot of welterweights. Like, he looks physically strong, and he has that wrestling base. So his strength when he ties up with anyone in the clinch, Sean Brady, Buckley, anyone, Islam, he's going to show them a different type of strength, especially in the grappling. So I really rate this guy. He's one of the few people I think, I don't always say this guy's a future champion, guys. He's the best prospect alive right now. Best unranked fighter alive is Jacoby Smith. And I've been saying it for a while, but this definitely made me keep my eyes even more open on Jacoby Smith. He's a problem, trust me. I didn't get this fight wrong. I did not get this fight wrong. I said Zachary Reese is going to win. Zachary Reese won. They gave the split decision robbery to Michelle Pereira. Is fucking faking nut shots to take his breath continuously. Okay, I understand being strict about eye pokes, being strict about nut shots. Why is it a thing that people can fake nut shots and just take time? I can't be asked. You know, and then the eye poke situation, like, yeah, he did touch his eye, but Michael Pereira just doing it to take a breath, and it's annoying to me. Like, I actually can't stand it. It actually pisses me off actively. How he does it I just can't, dude. I can't, you know. It's just, he's so frustrating. Zachary Reese won rounds 2 and 3 clearly, and arguably round one. Round one, Michael Pereira timed a straight punch. He fell, but after that, Zachary Reese outstruck him. Like 29-13. Round 2 starts, he outstrikes him. Easy round for Zach Reese. Then round 3, he outstrikes. I don't know how he lost rounds 2 and 3. Judges just blew this one. They gave the cheater the fight. You know, so shout out to the Zionist getting it done. You fucking weirdo. Anyways, this fight, Chitty versus Carlos Leo. This is actually one of my more confident picks on my card. I did say Carlos Leo was going to get it done. I will say Leal was using a lot of his power strikes. Chitty had a chin this fight. Chitty does not always have a chin, but he had a chin this fight. And he was eating some good shots. He was giving them back. Yeah, he performed well. Carlos Leal looks like Bilal in that picture, like a roided up Bilal. But he was throwing with mean intent every time. Chitty had some good knees up the middle. You would think this fight would end in a finish, but it just didn't. Like, there's something about the prelims, they're just cursed. Like, they could not be a good finish. There was one finish, it was a women's MMA fight, and it was a slam, but, you know, Chitty versus Leo, it was low-key, like, I don't even know if it was a boring fight, or the crowd just made me think it was boring, because the crowd was so dead. But it was low-key pretty action-packed. We got a little bit sloppy towards the end, but I actually think this was fight of the night outside of anything in the main card. So this is the best fight in the prelims for sure, and Carlos Leo gets it done as I thought. Audie Osborne versus Albi Idris. This fight was stupid. Audie gets done up badly. Idris gets it done. Both guys look shitty to me. I think Idris looked right, you know. Audie just needs to be cut. But I picked Audie for some reason. I don't know why I did that. And I knew he wasn't going to win, but I picked him. That was a little bit weird by me. But Idris gets it done. Audie, he needs to work on his defensive grappling. It's horrible every fight, and he has not improved. Korea, this is Joshua Van's training partner, main training partner versus Louis Gurule. That's his name. Stupid name. Korea gets it done. Kind of a boring fight, but towards the end, Korea did pick it up. He's a good grappler. I don't even think he's more. I think he's more of a grappler than a striker, because when he's grapples, he looks a little bit more comfortable. When he strikes, he looks like decent, but like sometimes hesitant. He lets his hands go the more comfortable he gets, but early on he doesn't really throw much. But good win by Correa. Congrats to him. This one was Nora Cannoli was kind of beating Edwards until the second round came. Then she lifted her up, slammed her, and then ended up finishing her. Why does it say method of win by submission? I thought it was like a slam into ground and pound. I don't know why they said submission. You guys can't see it, but I'll show you guys. It says she won by submission. Bro, just get out of here. I thought she slammed it. I actually forgot what happened, but I'm pretty sure she slammed it. Shitty fight anyways. Who gives a shit? Damn, this one sucked, dude. Ramiz gets size mogged. Soriano just was so much worse than Ramiz, but he was so much just stronger. Kind of put him against the clinch and outworked him. Ramiz could have won this fight. It was 1-1 going to the third, but Soriano's just size. Like, he used to be a middleweight. You could see it. He was just stronger than Ramiz in the clinch, and just like when Ramiz would try to win the grappling exchange, he just get muscled over. So Soriano got it done. Very, very just strong guy. He's not really skilled, but he's strong. That snaps Ramiz's great win streak. Ramiz, you told me never to bet against you, so I never did. I bet for you, and you lost me a little bit of money, brother. A little bit to have talk with you, maybe. Shout out Soriano getting it done by being stronger. Jean Paul versus Phil Rowe. I did figure Jean Paul was going to win. I was actually a little bit conflicted on this. This was a split decision. I do think Jean Paul definitely won. I don't want to say clearly, but it was definitely like he won the fight. Phil Rowe's all right. You know, he uses his weapons a little bit longer, but I feel like Jean Paul's just better at mixing things up, better MMA guy, so he gets it done. No guy really stuck out to me. Jean Paul's all right, though. This fight just... I missed the first round, I believe. I watched the second round and stuff, but I heard Jordan Levitt just humped him the first round. Second round, I think Del Valle just got done up. Del Valle got 3-0'd by Jordan Levitt. This guy was on like a 2-fight submission win streak and just gets out-grappled by Levitt and spanked. Cut this nigga tomorrow, or I'm annoyed. If he's still here tomorrow, there's got to be a problem. So shit. Ruined everyone's parlay. Get him out of there. Didn't watch this one. Heard Charlie Duty schooled Juliana Miller like I predicted. Nothing crazy. But yeah, overall, a pretty shitty prelim. Pretty entertaining main card. And main event, Kenny strikes again. But let me know what you guys think about these picks. That's it for me. God bless. 2, 3.